What's up, guys? Massive character news for today's video. As I'm sure a ton of you have already seen, the early gameplay and kit leaks for the upcoming 3.4 banners are absolutely blowing up all over X right now, especially the animations. But for this video, we're focusing entirely on Lucilla. We're doing a complete kit breakdown, diving deep into her exact team synergies, combat roles, playstyle, weapon options, and basically all the early details we currently have on her. And from the looks of it, she's shaping up to be an incredibly high-value unit who can slot perfectly into both Glacio teams and Echo skill damage setups. She is looking like quite the character. If you want to stay locked in on all things Wuthering Waves, especially for my upcoming Lucy and Rebecca kit, overviews dropping right after this, make sure to turn on those notifications. Plus, I'm giving away Lunite subscriptions once we hit 100 subs on the channel. To enter, just like this video, subscribe and leave a comment down below. But now, let's not waste any time and dive straight into it, because we have a ton of information to unpack for this Lucilla kit overview. Starting with her core profile, she is a 5-star Glacio Rectifier user. In terms of team archetype, her primary role is going to be a hybrid Glacio support, Echo skill buffer, and Subdps. She effectively splits her utility between ramping up your team's total damage output and contributing solid personal damage via her basic attacks and echo skills. Her unique mechanic centers on two distinct resonance modes that fundamentally shift her buffing identity depending on whether you need an echo skill buffer or a dedicated Glacio support. Resonance mode, Glacio Chafe, and Echo. This gives Lucilla incredible flexibility. If you run a Glacio-centric team, you toggle her first mode. If you have a specialized Echo damage team, you swap her over. For anyone planning to pair her with Hiyuki, that first mode is definitely going to be the go-to choice. Looking at her core resource loop, Lucilla relies on a trace restoration system. She accumulates traces up to a maximum of 150. Every 50 traces she restores automatically generates one photo, stacking up to a maximum of 3 photos. You build these traces naturally through her normal gameplay rotation. For example, her intro skill instantly grants plus 100 traces. As we dive further into her kit, we'll see exactly how these photos maximize her burst potential. Next up is her focus ring mechanic. While casting her resonance skill, or the third stage of her basic attack, holding down the button deploys the focus ring. This unlocks enhanced versions of her attacks, resulting in a perfect focus execution for both her skill and third basic attack stage, boosting her damage and trace generation. Her inherent skill, Slow Motion, activates during this focus ring deployment, slowing down time for nearby targets. Landing a perfect focus with her resonance skill triggers a massive mode-dependent team buff lasting 30 seconds. Glacio Chafe mode shreds enemy Glacio resistance by 8%. Echo mode grants a flat plus 25% Echo skill damage bonus to the entire team. Breaking down her active abilities, Normal Attack, a standard 3-hit Glacio chain. Holding the attack button at stage 3 triggers the focus ring, and you can even hold it from stage 1 to automatically cascade through the chain and deploy the ring. Resonance skill, Phantom Frame, features a 16-second cooldown, dealing Glacio damage and deploying the focus ring on hold. This skill features a miss focus/focus timing window. If you miss the timing, miss focus, it deals reduced damage but refunds 50% of the remaining cooldown and gives plus 25 traces. If you hit the precise focus window, it operates like a high multiplier QTE, granting extra stacks of her Glacio negative status and generating plus 20 concerto energy. Intro skill, Clip It, provides plus 10 concerto, deals solid damage, inflicts a Glacio chafe stack, and immediately restores 100 traces to jumpstart her rotation. Her ultimate is a massive burst ability that puts her into an enhanced resistance state for 10 seconds. Glacio Chafe mode. Her damage scales as basic attack damage, granting her a plus 40% self-basic attack damage bonus. Echo mode. She instead gains a plus 40% self-echo skill damage bonus. Crucially, the ultimate alters her trace mechanics. You cannot reuse her standard resonance skill, but her interruption resistance skyrockets and her basic attacks transition into tracing forms. This gives her a completely new, holdable 3-hit attack pattern that consumes her stored photos. Each photo spent triggers an extra damage multiplier on the target, culminating in an automated finisher at stage 3 when released, letting Lucilla dish out massive burst damage. Her outro skill is easily the crown jewel of her kit. Glacio Chafe Mode. Nearby enemies take 60% increased Glacio damage for 30 seconds, which is an incredibly high debuff value and duration. Echo Mode. The incoming Resonator receives a 50% Echo skill damage application for 14 seconds. Moving over to her Forte circuit, her passive generation shifts based on her active stance, granting either Film Roll stacks, Glacio Mode gives 4 stacks, or Zoom stacks, Echo Mode gives 1 stack. When teammates apply Glacio Chafe, Lucilla consumes a Film Roll stack to apply 2 more to the enemy. Meanwhile, each Zoom stack increases the active Resonator's Echo skill crit damage by 10%. Her inherent skill, Remembrance, increases her maximum Film Roll stacks by 10 and max Zoom stacks by 4, pushing that potential Echo crit damage buff up to a massive 40%. Before we wrap up, let's look at her signature 5-star rectifier, Freeze Frame. Its primary stat is a highly valuable 24% crit rate. The weapon's passive increases her attack by 12%, and after applying Glacio Chafe to an enemy, it grants her a plus 40% Glacio damage bonus for 12 seconds, while boosting the entire team's attack by 24% for a massive 40 seconds. Keep in mind, this early beta kit info is always subject to tuning and balancing over the coming weeks, so numbers might shift before the official release. Looking at the big picture, Lucilla looks like an indispensable debuff support and the perfect partner for Hiyuki in Glacio setups. In Echo Mode, she becomes a universal amplifier, packing a 25% team Echo damage buff, a 40% Echo crit damage steroid, a 40% self-buff from her ultimate, a 50% outro multiplier, and team-wide attack buffs from her signature weapon. Drop a comment below letting me know what you think of her kit. Are you guys going to be pulling for her, or are you waiting to see what the other characters do first? I'll be covering the remaining characters, Lucy and Rebecca, very soon on the channel, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.